In today's Diecast review, we're going to be taking a look at the most underrated Darlington Throwback of 2020. Here's Austin Dillon's American Ethanol Junior Johnson Throwback. Howdy folks, it is Diecastbuffet here again. Welcome back to another NASCAR Diecast review. And today's car, well, it's a Austin Dillon Junior Johnson tribute paint scheme that he ran the 2020 Southern 500. And I gotta say, folks, this might be the most underrated paint scheme of the Southern 500 in 2020, the Darlington Throwback. I mean, this cat not only freaking won that race, but what a fabulous looking hot rod here, man. From the retro fonts to the kind of I would say a faded beige slash cream paint job to the car. It just really has an old school 50s and 60s look to it. Holy cow, man, this is going to be one interesting diecast review, so without further ado, let's go and get this bad boy right out of the box. Alrighty folks, brand new out of the box, and the first thing that just strikes me is just the simple paint scheme that is absolutely so fantastic. I mean, just look how beautiful this car is. The one thing I also really like about this is it almost looks like it has those wraparound windshields that you would see back in the 50s and 60s, or especially the early 60s, this kind of a space age looking cars, right? Well, I love how, like, the whole front windshield, ignore the B-post there, if you kind of squint just a little bit, it almost looks like this is one continuous windshield that wraps around not only the right side, but the left side as well. And I just gotta say, that looks absolutely fan-freaking-tastic on the race car. So, this is a American Ethanol Darlington Throwback, and I don't think there's probably anything more American in stock car racing than Junior Johnson. Rest in peace to him. Absolutely a legend in the NASCAR community, and wow, man, how fitting to do a Darlington throwback to him. So, you got the playoff banner right there with the Chevrolet bow tie. It's got a very simple, very lean stripe that does not go over the roof, but it goes over the dome, or the hood, I should say, not the freaking dome, you idiot, over here, and the deck lid. So, you go over to the front of the car, you have a small little paint chip right here, but the paint job here is like a slight tan beige, maybe a faded yellowed cream color, you know, kind of a patina looking look to this car. Got the old Richard Childress Racing logo, 3M Sunoco, Camaro ZL1. Besides the little paint chip or decal chip there, I would say the nose isn't wrapped too bad. You know, I've seen a lot worse than that. But over here to the left side of the car. So to some people, this diecast looks very plain. I personally disagree. I think this is a super underrated Darlington throwback, and I don't think it gets nowhere near as much attention as it should. I mean, this thing is really one of the hot paint schemes of that entire race. So you got Junior Johnson right there on the driver's side window. You got the American Ethanol, or not American Ethanol, the checkered flag, the race win sticker from Texas Motor Speedway. Crazy to think that Austin Dillon parked it at Texas. Pretty crazy. Got Realtree, Symbicort, American Ethanol, Dow Chemical, Rig Up. We got Bass Pro Shops, Tracker Off-Road, Easy Go, Lucas Oil, Sherwin-Williams, Coca-Cola. Got a small decal nuance there, unfortunately. Got the number 3 Chevrolet NASCAR Cup Series 16 and Goodyear. Over to the caboose of this diecast. And if you haven't picked up any of the Darlington throwbacks, which I tell you what, they released a crap load in February. I mean, think about this. Allgaier Darlington throwback. Ross Chastain Darlington throwback. That ain't good enough, fellas. William Byron, Joey Logano. The next time you go to order some diecast, you know, whether it's a pre-order or whatnot, make sure to use the promo code Diecastbuffet at Circle B Diecast or Plan B Sales to get free shipping on any orders $20 or more. So you got American Ethanol right there, number 3 ZL1 Camaro 1LE Akuma. Notice this. This is something really interesting. So on the Alex Bowman review we did earlier this week, the spoiler was silver because there was silver decal accents to the car because it was a Jimmy Johnson paint scheme, right? Well, with this being an entirely different paint scheme, it went back to that glossy, I would say stale or stone gray right there, ironically enough. And if you look from this side of the car, you really get that sense of a wraparound windshield that was so popular with those space-age cars. You know, the old, I would say, mid-50s to about the early 60s. We had those wraparound windshields that were absolutely beautiful. Now, they weren't the safest, you know, cat in the barn, but I gotta say, man, there was some style and technique to them. Holy moly. I love what they did with the Chevrolet logo here, putting it on the side. I like the creativity there. I love the number 3 font, very sharp. I like the painted on American Ethanol. I like that. I love when the sponsors are willing to kind of work with the teams and they make these throwbacks. I think that is very important to create a complete Darlington throwback. Get the number 3 right there, American Ethanol once again. I got Austin Dillon over here on the back window. E15, you can see the second half of the stripe. I guess it goes with the hood, halftime, and then you got the back end over here. It's a little bit crooked, unfortunately. Got American Ethanol, and I gotta say, fellas, I know most people are going to probably talk about, of course, the Chase Elliott, the Alex Bowman, and certainly the Jimmy Johnson throwback, but if you want to talk about an upset paint scheme of the Darlington weekend, I don't think you can look too far and find this one. I mean, this is certainly one paint scheme that I think is going to get better with time. I mean, how can you not love this paint scheme, bro? I mean, this thing is one true freaking hot rod right here, man. It's got that vintage kind of faded white kind of look to it, you know, some of the old posters and whatnot, how they start to yellow. That's what it kind of reminds me of. So it's like maybe when this car was originally raced and whatnot, it was actually, like a pearl white, a snow white. But it's like, because it's, it's a tribute paint scheme, seeing that little bit of a yellow patina to it really gives it that vintage flair. And my goodness, man, great job. So this is one of the sponsors, I think, in the sport that really, they represent the sport very well. American Ethanol, Busch Beer, M&M's, so many different sponsors. I should say Mars, not M&M's. They're willing to change up their paint schemes. They're willing to change their brand fonts and whatnot to accommodate the Darlington throwback. And that's how you do a throwback paint scheme, in my opinion. I like how American Ethanol, they don't care if you change their font or whatnot or change the color of the car. Heck, I'll even throw in Geico when they did that paint scheme for 2020 tribute to the Germain Racing truck team. I thought that was really cool how Geico changed their entire colors for it. Go back to the Smokey Unique throwback. I think it was 2017 with Ty Dillon. So there's a few sponsors in the sport that really go up and above to make sure the fans get a well put together tribute paint scheme. So without further ado, well, what do y'all think about this car? I'd love to know what do y'all think about this car down below in the comment section. Hope you're having a fantastic day out there. And once again, fellas, if you want to get this diecast, link down below. Use that free shipping code, fellas, and you can pick up this diecast if it's not out of stock. Definitely one awesome paint scheme to get. Hope you're having a great one. Like, comment, and subscribe. Diecast Buffet. I hope to see you in the next video. Signing off.